Anthropic just sent lawyers to an open source project for using Claude. OpenCode, 127,000 stars on GitHub, one of the most popular open source coding tools on the planet. Anthropic told them to rip out Claude support or face legal action. And then, 2 days later, Theo's T3 code ships Claude integration, same company, same model, same subscription, 0 lawyers. Rules for thee, not for me. Let's rewind. OpenCode had a built-in plugin. It let you log into your Claude Pro or Max subscription and use those models inside OpenCode, your account, your subscription, your tokens. January 9, 2026, Anthropic flips a switch, server-side protections go live, third-party tools blocked from Claude OAuth. February 19, Anthropic rewrites their terms of service. New section, quote, authentication and credential use. OAuth tokens from free Pro and Max plans may not be used with third-party tools. March 19, the kill shot, PR 18186, title, Anthropic legal requests, merged by THDXR, the creator of OpenCode himself. His tweet hit almost 1 million views. Quote, OpenCode 1.3.0 will no longer autoload the Claude Max plugin. We did our best to convince Anthropic to support developer choice, but they sent lawyers. Let's look at the actual damage. PR 18186, 6 files changed, 18 lines added, 193 lines deleted, the entire Anthropic integration gutted. What did they rip out? The Anthropic system prompt file, the OpenCode Anthropic OAuth plugin, the Claude Code beta header flag, the provider login hint, everything scorched earth. The community reaction, 405 thumbs down on a single pull request. 180 confused emojis. The open source community was furious. Hacker News thread, Anthropic takes legal action against OpenCode, 470 points, 379 comments. The pitchforks were out. Now here's where it gets spicy. March 7th, 2 weeks before OpenCode gets the legal hammer, Theo Brown, 300,000 followers on YouTube, launches T3 code, open source, free, and it supports Claude. T3 Code, a minimal web GUI for coding agents, currently supporting Codex and Claude right there in the README, no lawyers, no cease and desist. And here's the thing most people missed. March 8th, 1 day after launch, Theo tweets that he was told offline by Anthropic, using the term Claude Code in the integration, bannable offense, but the Agent SDK, that's the right way. Then he posts this comparison table, T3 code versus OpenCode, and the differences tell the whole story. Let's talk about what's actually different. 2 tools both let you code with Claude, both open source, but they work completely differently. T3 code is basically a pretty face for Claude Code. It calls the Claude binary on your machine. If you already have Claude Code installed and authorized, T3 code just wraps it. Anthropic's own software does the work. OpenCode did something different. It built its own OAuth flow. It would log you into your Claude account, harvest the tokens, and use them directly. Anthropic's terms call this spoofing. Same subscription, same models, same user, different wrapper, different rules. But here's why this actually matters. Anthropic is building a walled garden. You pay for Claude, you pay for the subscription, but you can only use it inside Anthropic's approved products or inside tools that Anthropic has blessed. And the subscription is metered. You're not getting unlimited usage. You're paying for a bucket of tokens, and Anthropic is telling you which bucket you're allowed to pour them into. The Agent SDK creates a 2-tier system. If you're big enough, if you have the right connections, Anthropic tells you the secret handshake. Agent SDK, do it this way, you're blessed. But if you're a smaller project, 127,000 stars isn't small, by the way. You get lawyers, no private DM, no friendly guidance, lawyers. One Hacker News comment nailed it. The subscription is older than Claude Code. Anthropic only started having a problem with third parties after Claude Code launched, when it became orders of magnitude more expensive to offer the service. Zoom out. Every AI company is running the same playbook. Launch open, build the ecosystem, let developers build on your platform, then close the gates. OpenAI did it with GPT, generous API, then rate limits, then deprecations. Google did it with search APIs, now Anthropic is doing it with Claude. The pattern is always the same. And the community's response is always the same too. Within hours of the PR merging, 3 different community plugins popped up. Open source finds a way, it always does. One commenter called it a game of whack-a-mole, you just need more moles. The OpenCode community is already routing around the damage. Plugins that do their own OAuth, proxies that mask the client. The ban is a speed bump, not a wall. Open source finds a way. Here's what nobody wants to say. Anthropic is technically within their rights. It's their API, their terms, their lawyers, nobody's disputing that. But the selective enforcement, that's the part that stinks. Theo gets a private DM explaining the right way, THDXR gets a legal threat, both building open source tools, both using Claude, different treatment. And the approved SDK path, let's be real about what it is, it's corporate gatekeeping with extra steps. You can use Claude in your tool, but only if you use our SDK, which requires our CLI, which requires our terms, which we can change whenever we want. A company literally named after humanity, Anthropic, from the Greek, anthropikos, relating to human beings, sending lawyers to open source developers. The irony is so thick you could render a video with it. 127,000 developers trusted OpenCode, 405 of them smashed the thumbs down on that PR, and Anthropic didn't even flinch. This isn't over, this is the opening salvo, AI companies versus the open source ecosystem. Every model provider is watching what Anthropic gets away with here, and they're taking notes. If you want to watch that battle unfold, subscribe. We cover the developer drama nobody else will touch. Hit the bell, drop your take in the comments, and if you're using OpenCode with one of those community plugins, I didn't see anything.